And man, what I found under the surface was just darker, messier, and more disturbing than I imagined. It's not just about a man losing a job, it's about ego, control, forbidden fantasies, and a 19-year-old who flipped the script with a camera and a plan. If you think you've heard it already, you haven't. Let's unpack this chaos together.
Probably going to come out along with additional tapes, whether they be video or audio is unclear at this particular moment in time. Shannon Sharpe felt compelled to come out in his own defense. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is.
Play, Shannon Sharpe. Race play. I don't even want to talk about this, but the more videos I scroll past talking about Shannon Sharpe and this relationship that he had with this 19-year-old. And honestly, I was just assaulted by this information. I didn't know anything about it. And I'm scrolling, minding my business, and I see a deluge of text messages that he released from this girl that are weird and with an obvious race fetish. And it's not just her with the race fetish. He obviously was turned on by these conversations as well, and he only released what she was saying. Put a big black baby in me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe.
You sharing text messages, that's just sharing too much. We didn't want to hear about nobody getting hogtied in your bedroom and your salad getting tossed while you wearing a collar. It's too much.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
This one isn't just a fall from grace, it's a cautionary tale. You think you're at the top, untouchable, Hall of Fame career, top-rated shows, multi-million-dollar deals. You think the rules don't apply to you. Until one night, one message, one person reminds you that the world is still watching.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was calling him the N-word during coitus. He's into that. And if this man is turned on sexually by being racialized in such a weird way.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your
I ain't backing down. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get your old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
A civil suit filed in Nevada by a 19-year-old OnlyFans model named Gabriela Zuniga. The claim? Non-consensual acts, psychological manipulation, racial degradation, and a relationship that blurred every line between power, fantasy, and abuse. Almost immediately, Shannon tried to control the narrative. He dropped her texts, screenshots, voice notes, but something felt off.
All of us have someone to answer to. No matter how maverick we try to be, and we own our own business, and we're our sole proprietors like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people you do business with, there are partners, and there are bosses.
He showed her side of the messages, but none of his. And when people started reading what she wrote, wild racial comments, graphic sexual talk, the public reaction wasn't what Shannon expected.
It's a sad situation. Shannon Sharpe is somebody I work with a couple of days a week. Shannon Sharpe is somebody that I brought to ESPN. To be clear, even though this podcast, this YouTube show is owned and operated by me solely, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be dismissive of ESPN, who employs me in my daytime job on First Take. So I sit here before you today letting you know that they are aware that this is a subject that I was going to broach, because I owe them that courtesy. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on. I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously. And we are looking into this very, very closely. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I have no idea what direction ESPN and Walt Disney will go in when it comes to this matter. All I do know is it won't be me making a decision. It'll be others upstairs. In the end, all of us have someone to answer to. No matter how maverick we try to be, and we own our own business, and we're our sole proprietors like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people you do business with, there are partners, and there are bosses. That's the situation, unfortunately, that Shannon Sharpe finds himself.
Let me be clear. These weren't just NSFW texts. These were disturbing. Phrases like, put a big black baby in me, terms pulled straight from slavery-era fantasy. And this wasn't playful, this wasn't cheeky, this was fetishization at its ugliest. And the most chilling part, Gabriella wasn't speaking into a void, she was answering someone.
This three-time Super Bowl champion and this Hall of Famer, who emphatically stated to me over the phone how innocent he is of these allegations that have been levied against him. Insisting repeatedly that anything you read, anything you see, anything you hear was fully and totally consensual. In the same breath, what's inescapable is that without us knowing all the merits, he was working with Disney, where I've worked since 2003, excluding my departure from 2009 to 2011, and I was gone for those 2 years. Outside of that, I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of Disney. And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out what was transpiring. They didn't need any definitive evidence at this particular moment in time about all of that stuff. Once all the things Shannon Sharpe's lawyer put out there, it was uncomfortable to listen to, and it was not something that Walt Disney once associated with its brand. So to have him on the airwaves while all of that stuff was put out there was not something that Disney was going to take. That is what I mean when I say I am not surprised.
You have to understand something about ESPN. It's not just a sports network. It's Disney, family values, clean-cut image, no room for scandal. So the moment those messages dropped, Disney made the call. Officially. Shannon stepped away from ESPN to deal with personal matters, but insiders say he was pushed out. Hard. Not a suspension, not a leave, a total shutout, a quiet firing dressed up to save face. And from what I'm hearing, it's permanent. They don't want his name anywhere near their brand.
What kind of control do you really have? This is my podcast. This is my YouTube show. I own this. But if you think for 1 second that I could just do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and there's not going to be any repercussions, you're clueless. And you're destined to fail in all of this.
Some people sit up there and they look at me and they say, Stephen A. don't get himself in this kind of trouble. How does he pull it off? Well, first of all, there's certain behaviors and proclivities that you never have to worry about me being guilty. But most importantly than that, I often say this about Walt Disney. I'd rather work for a place with standards than one with standards.